Hello and welcome to Rogers TV Community News. I'm Carla Fitzsimmons. St. John's Kitchen has a new home after more than 3 years in the making. The Working Center is opening its doors to a space that's more than just a place to eat. The building offers a medical center, public washrooms and showers, and 44 units of transitional housing with around-the-clock supports.
Well, Carla, I remember talking to you in the parking lot when this was a concept. And what the Working Center had to do was continue to work with our partners, BNKC, the architect, Perimeter Development, the Region of Waterloo, federal government, provincial government. You know, and lots of donors. Lots of donors that helped us raise $10 million locally for this project. And what we've created is really a beautiful, integrated community space for those, especially who are dealing with, with poverty issues, but particularly homelessness and not having access to a place to sleep each night. So this space, it starts right here in the new St. John's Kitchen. St. John's Kitchen has been serving meals for 40 years, but never in a space like this. This is main floor. This is totally well developed, a mass timber, modern structure, no gas in this part of the building. It's all electricity, even the cooking of the food, the heating and cooling. But more than that, it's a big open space with beautiful windows. And we know this place is going to serve hundreds of meals every day, and it's going to do what it should do. It was a very special time just last week when we had our special kind of opening ceremony, and all the people who I've just described were all there, and really we all celebrated together that we've created just a special place. There's a medical clinic, there's a beautiful courtyard, the 44 units of housing and St. John's Kitchen. All together, it's basically, and beautifully done, remarkably done. It's something that any community can look at and say, wow, the people of Waterloo Region have really created something special. So I called it housing, but it is definitely transitional type housing. It really feels more like dorm living. There's a servery upstairs. There's shared washrooms, but the washrooms are beautiful. There's about 9 per floor for 22 people. So it's pretty well two washrooms per person. We basically made it more a nicer washroom in the space where there would have been 2. And that allows for a better quality shower and a better quality washroom, actually. And then you have your dorm unit. There isn't water in the units, but there's wide hallways where you can live in the hallways as well. And we intend to create a way so that the hallway is a bit of a living room.
For someone who was looking at that, that's watching this and wonders who would go into the transitional housing, how would that work and how would they get to be able to come in here?
There is no question in my mind. We could find 44 people almost in a minute who would love to live in a place like that. We are being very particular about maybe someone who has, especially will be individuals who've been experiencing long-term homelessness. Most likely they've already gone to shelter. They're trying to deal with they're more aware of their addiction issues if they have them, but maybe they're working on wanting to get back into the labor market. The idea for this housing is to give individuals who are kind of ready to kind of get into a different mindset to have that opportunity with these units, but that will open up all kinds of spaces for other people. So these are 44 new spaces for people that weren't there before. We know that there's easily 200 or 300 people who are just literally just outside, but there's a as large a group in the shelters, as large a group who are on people's couches, squeezing into wherever they can. So there is a great need, and this is just one aspect of fulfilling what we need in our community.
Community Support Connections Meals on Wheels is looking for volunteers to deliver meals to seniors in Waterloo Region.
Community Support Connections works across Waterloo, Kitchener, Cambridge, and North Dumfries to help over 7,000 people each year, mostly older adults, live with independence and dignity in their own homes. And we do that by providing services in 4 core areas, and that's nutrition, physical health, social well-being, and help at home. And what that really means is things like fresh, hot meals Monday to Friday from our on-site kitchen, transportation services to medical appointments, exercise, virtual and in-person exercise classes, homemaking, friendly visiting, a whole bunch of things. It's a wraparound suite of services, like I said, that are just designed to help people, mostly seniors, just stay in their own homes as long as possible. Anyone who wants to be a volunteer meal driver, we just ask that they have their own personal vehicle. We offer a mileage reimbursement, so you're getting something back for all that back and forth in terms of the delivery. We're really just looking for people to visit our website, communitysupportconnections.org/volunteer, and you can find all the information there. Or you can just give us a call at 519-772-8787 and ask to speak to the volunteer team. They will get you set up. But as I said, it's you'll have a meal route that you deliver whenever it's convenient for you. You come to the office in Breslau, you pick up the meal bags, and you go deliver. As I said, they're scheduled so that they're very close together. You won't be going back and forth all over Waterloo. Your 10 or 12 deliveries might all be within 4 or 5 blocks of each other because we're very thoughtful about the volunteers' time.
An update to the Speed Enforcement Cameras Program. Regional Councillor Colleen James is set to table a motion at the Administration and Finance Committee on Tuesday that would put a pause to any expansion of the speed camera program until they learn more about the Ford government's plans to ban speed cameras.
We're hearing from, our premier different things, things are changing, but nothing has been tabled yet. So, in order to provide some sort of stability here, I put forward that motion to say, okay, it hasn't been canceled, legislation hasn't been tabled, but what we can commit to right now is no further expansion. I need to make sure that that legislation is tabled. Otherwise, something could come out tomorrow and be said. So to me, it makes sense. I hope there's council support around this, but for now, we won't expand. We'll just keep it kind of status quo. We'll see what comes out on October 20th when they're back, and then move forward from there. But the other part of the motion is I want staff to come back with what are the implications to canceling this too, because I think that's a valid question that I think residents need and council needs as well. There's going to be a cost. The province imposed this legislation in 2019, and municipalities put in these cameras and approved them. I think that it could be done better. I think if there's legislation tabled, maybe it's making some changes. I hear from the public that time of day is a concern. So let's put in parameters for during school hours, maybe slightly into the evening, the threshold, the fines. All of these things can be adjusted. But at the end of the day, I think that this is a program that is a tool that does change behavior. We can have more than one thing, speed bumps and flashing lights, but there is a cost associated, and that could be significant. And we have not heard anything around what that would look like to make that investment whole for municipalities that have invested into the program and legislation that was tabled in 2019.
The distribution of new garbage in green carts is ready to be delivered across Waterloo Region over the next few months. The large wheeled bins are designed to improve employee safety, increase reliability and efficiency in waste collection service. Deliveries of the bins are set to start this fall and into February. The new collection program starts on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Fire Prevention Week begins on Sunday and runs until October 11th. This year's theme is Charge into Fire Safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home. The national campaign is designed to educate the public on the importance of safely buying, charging, and recycling lithium-ion batteries found in everyday devices like cell phones and laptops. A Kitchener visual artist has a passion for capturing hidden gems and beloved landmarks found in Kitchener-Waterloo. Meet Trevor Clare.
I started dabbling on my iPad with digital art specifically. I have a past in more traditional mediums such as oils and acrylics, but this kind of helped me transfer to digital. And it was more an inconvenience thing for me. I couldn't take my supplies and my easel and my paints with me, so I started doing everything on my iPad, and I fell in love with the medium in that way, unexpectedly. Yeah, so that's when I started dabbling in it and exploring other artists who were already kind of taking that path. And I just fell in love with the medium for a bunch of different reasons, and I went with it. And then because I'm a nostalgic person at heart, I automatically gravitated towards capturing places in my city that were around me, that were meaningful to me, and places that I had experienced in my life. And then people started resonating with that, and it just kind of took off from there. It never gets old for me to hear these stories and to connect with people, whether it's at markets or festivals, different events that I participate in as a vendor. It gives me the opportunity to connect with the community, and that's something I absolutely love, because being an artist can be a little isolating sometimes. So that's my way of socializing with the community and getting in touch with them that way. And I hear so many stories over and over again about these places and how they connect emotionally and nostalgically with people in a way that I never really intended or expected. It reconfirms for me just how powerful the emotion of nostalgia actually is. And it's not just fond memories of a specific place, but what happened there, who we hung out with there, all the stories that are connected to these places. So it's more than just the physical building, it's what we associate with it. And so places like the Victoria Clock Tower, for example, that clock tower, as many older people know, was a part of the old City Hall. So people have very fond memories of old City Hall, especially at Christmas. It was all decked out. And a lot of people are still upset and sad that that's gone. But this is a way for us to capture and to kind of preserve a part of it. So my book, The Art of Nostalgia, is a result of a collection of artwork that I did over the course of about 3 years. And that is an archive almost of the local work that I did in Kitchener-Waterloo. Happened over the course of the span of approximately 3 to 4 years. And I came to the conclusion that I need to do something with this this collection, because a lot of people don't have wall space. A lot of people don't have financially, to buy all 25 of the pieces is not a feasible thing to do. So I'm making a book. That seems like the next right thing to do, because I also have a graphic design background, so it brings a lot of my passions together, like the creation of the book and being able to do all that myself with the assistance of my cousin who did a lot of the copywriting. The book is just a collection, almost a time capsule of the city that brings together all my artwork, but also talks a lot about the history and interesting facts about all the places. But then also what was really interesting is I put out a request for people to send in their little memories of all these spots and little stories, which makes it really personal and interesting. And it's kind of like a community project. And it wasn't just me, it was the whole community coming together. It takes the book to another level. It's not just a book about art, it's a community time capsule.
Thanks for watching. I'm Carla Fitzsimmons. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.